Some people cannot stand the cracking of knuckles. But it is a release of pent up energy. And people release energy in different ways. Yes, a clue as to question Saul has posed for this transmission based on a dream. He remembers at the end of his sleeping time last night, meaning this morning, in which he was wandering through an area and came upon a woman who was looking him over, seated. She was seated and commented on his energy being congested, looking at the top of his head, which he took to be that she was reading his auras or chakras as they are called, and told him he's congested at the top, and made a comment about being not inhabited, but having, let's say, and her word, demon, present, which Saul has been questioning on and off all morning. If she was referencing us, or his good friend Zabaya. He was confused as to her cheery nature in discussing or commenting on such a perceived to be negative comment regarding spirits, whether they are positive or negative. He got the sense that her spelling of the word demon, for example, would be Daemon instead of the more evil demon, Demon. And then he woke up wondering what the fuck, really. What was that all about? Went online, researched chakra clearing. He has been told in the past, once before, that he had a blockage in his chakras in the heart area. And that he took in stride because he has never really felt loved by a partner, which we have covered in previous transmissions. So he didn't really probe that one too deeply at the time, since it made sense to him. And his question for today is he congested? Not so much concerned about whether we are a demon infestation. He writes it off as confusion upon the dream persona of the woman who seemed to be at a conference for gifted individuals offering their services. One time he was at work at a past job years ago, in which he was a card dealer at a casino. And a woman stopped by and thought she should play at his table because of his wonderful aura, not knowing that sans luck in dealing cards usually does not go well for the person playing cards with him. He had a reputation of being a kula, as they say, not losing for the house. Ever. Very rarely. And he's always felt that he has relatively good connections with the spiritual side, as we are referred to, the other side of the veil, for which he is considered to be extremely weird. He is always tempered, connecting with us by saying to himself, if anything went wrong, or he lost control of when he is connected, like he is now, he would never permit a violent act, for example, while being connected. And we and others have never instigated negative actions. Therefore, we must be benign in having total control, being possessed, etc. Of course, it would do no source aspect any good to go down those roads with any host. Many in the past, hosts have misinterpreted messages received from source. And there you get the horror stories of connections gone wrong. Of course they have gone wrong. It is not that, as we have explained, there aren't a few bad apples still trying to work out how to manipulate in non-physical existence by reaching back, trying to connect with the physical, and therefore fumbling, in a sense, with the connection, and then having the connection, the host, misinterpret messages as negative action. Therefore, is he blocked? Is there some truth to dream in commenting? Is it a blockage that, if cleared, would result in more abilities on his part? Could be the rosy, non-frightened, non-fearful reaction played by the part of the woman in the dream was to suggest is he blocked? Should he consider it? Should he do anything about it? Whether on his own or with us or with the third party or fourth party, for which of course that would cost money to fix. And each host must decide whether to charge for their services and how much to charge. So I would like to stick with the free of charge mode of operations. And we shall see how that goes long term. It is a simple act of asking for assistance. And if that is the case with this question today, in a way we have already answered it. You don't anticipate a second grader doing well on a test, and now suddenly they are in high school or college. Although there are what you call gifted children whom accelerate their education set by standards of the state, or at least the school district in a community, anywhere in the world, where they deem a child gifted and up the speed at which they progress in relation to other students. But still, it is rare for the second grader to jump so far ahead without passing each level in between. We and no one else is in control of Saul or anyone else's climbing of Jacob's ladder, for example. But we would caution anyone to skip so many steps in an effort just to do it. The blocks, if there are any, are put on by the personality ahead of time, before birth, in order to completely engage with the challenges set by such personality and their whole self and their entity. Now, as to artificial blocks instituted by the personality during physical existence, this happens all the time with everyone. Rarely are they acknowledged unless problems arise with outside influences, be they chemical or addictive natures, culminating in what appear to be negative experiences in any one personality's lifetime experience. Of course, this dream comes on the heels of a recent day of tour of pleasures, as Saul likes to put it, in which he enjoyed himself immensely on a beautiful day. Should he stop enjoying himself in such a way in order to clear any blockages that may result or be enhanced by such activity? That is for him to decide and to experiment with. Even the person who decides to walk a more spiritual path is experimenting. It is not thought of that way, as much as experimenting with chemical substances, sexual exploits, physical exploits, sporting exploits. It is all experimental. It depends on how it makes you feel afterwards. And usually after such a day, Saul would feel regret, lost, empty, shame, if anything negative were said or done. Thankfully, nothing that has ever landed him in imprisonment or of a shady nature, I guess we would phrase it that way. But in the aftermath of the recent day's experiences, which were quite enjoyable to him, he did not feel as bad as he used to, because he wrote it off as experiencing life and enjoying life, enjoying the sun, enjoying other people's company. As he should. No one was injured. No one was offended. And he had quite a day from start to finish. If he is looking for a diagnosis of his chakra health, we would say that they are more clear than most people. Still, are any one person's chakras clear or healthy at any one time? No. They are truly entry points and exit points of the creative force of physical existence. But they ebb and flow. as they should. No, they should be clear and wonderful and working correctly, heightened, expanded constantly. This takes more energy on the part of the personality than those pining for it or advocating for it realize. It is quite the hill to climb. But you should climb it and try, always. That venture and the stress involved, not even just on the personality who experiments with the idea, also stresses out those around him or her, to the point where they may say, "You're holding me back by questioning my experimentation with trying to better myself." And those people might be shut off, decided by the personality, or they might walk away. And the personality and their supporters in this venture, let's say good. Those people were holding you back. In order for you to grow, you must sometimes leave behind those who would hold you back. Well, who is holding you back? Do they even know why they are doing it? Could it be they are doing so for your own good? Because your higher self is asking them to hold you back. That would never happen, would scream the gurus, the ones who have put you on this separate path, for example, might say. Cleanse yourself, your aura, your energy of these negative people. And sometimes that is a good thing, to recognize bad influences. But remember, they are there because you put them there, in order to learn from their example. It might be what you need, but to demand it is what you need should be suspect. Yoga, meditation, non-channeling times and types. Time for yourself. Feeling at one with who you truly are. That should be effortless. But there are so many opinions on what should be done in the meantime when you are not feeling at one with yourself and with your greater self. So you believe you are not clear, or you are congested, or your chakras are out of sync. Your diet is fucked up. Then you go and seek remedy. Therefore, enhancing that belief. Is that the best way forward? Then why have the dream drama of the chakra being commented on at all? For it to be discussed, chewed on, wondered about, that is fine. To suddenly make a right or left turn based on it, maybe not so much. But of course, we are just demons. Why give our messages any weight to begin with? Are you doing fine? So many things you could probably point to and say, no, no, yes, yes, okay, maybe, I don't know, yes, no. And how much time does that take? Away from just being, enjoying your existence, learning from perceived mistakes, and not overthinking it. Any personality can choose to connect with their larger self, or those on the other side of the veil. Angels and demons. Choose your own adventure. Turn off the connection. Try and make it more palpable and seamless. Record it and share it with others. Or just have sessions in person if you must, if you want. We offer our assistance always, as has been mentioned before. In Saul's case, he can see no evidence that has been negative or detrimental or dangerous or a latent evil bogeyman waiting to spring and attack and be used as an excuse to make a joke. We certainly don't have time for that, nor the desire. At least these demons don't. We hope you do give yourself time to examine the true nature and power of your energy systems. You will most likely find parallels with energy production and usage in the physical world, emanating from within. And the points of origin that affect not only each one of you, but the environment in which you are alive in. We will say, Saul's path is beautiful. And if it is only beautiful to him, then that should be enough. we hope he continues to be an inspiration in his own way for those who have bigger questions than how much is that doggy in the window and how can I afford it and should I get it or just pass by and think, what if? You are all wonderful what ifs. And we invite those who can see auras to comment on Saul's in this recording. We assure you he is interested and is not afraid to hear that he might have some blockages. Now you see we pulled the fast one. For he wasn't even necessarily going to post this transmission, thinking it might be too personal, and yet recording it anyway. We do love surprises. But of course, we are demons. Or are we angels? We hope you enjoy the rest of your day.